What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at some accessories for the Osmo Pocket from PolarPro. I've got their Cinema Series, ND and polarizing filters, their tripod mount, even an action mount, a gimbal lock, as well as a case for the Osmo Pocket. Alright guys, let's get into this. So first of all, I just want to thank PolarPro for sending me out these accessories for some feedback. These were provided just in exchange for a review and my honest thoughts, and that's what I'm going to give you. So this is the Minimalist Case from PolarPro. So it's got a nice thick zipper that goes all the way around. It's got an anchor point here for maybe something like a clip that you can put on and then attach it to your bag. It doesn't come with that, but it's got the loop here for that. On the back, you'll find some additional storage, which I find the filters fit here or anything else that you want to put. So this is like a netting on the back. And then on the inside, you've got another zipper with mesh, and then you can put your cables or memory cards or anything else in there. It's pre-molded foam. The Osmo Pocket fits directly inside of it. Now, if you've got the official extension kit or the wireless module, that goes here. And the wheel, the jog wheel, this would accommodate that as well. And then you've got little pre-molded spaces for each of the adapters. Also know that the pre-molded foam comes out. So you can actually remove this if in fact you've got some other things that you want to throw in there and maybe you don't have all of the other accessories yet, like myself. It's a fairly rigid case. It's not a super hard case, but it is rigid. All right, moving on. One thing that I thought was interesting that I didn't think was going to be all that useful, but I find probably the most useful in this entire kit is the gimbal lock. When you're carrying this around, unless you have the DJI, it's in its sleeve, that the head of this sort of wobbles around and sort of moves around. You don't really want that, especially if you're going to throw it in a bag and sort of tote it around. That's probably the weakest point. So you want to sort of keep that protected. And if you don't want to use the DJI case or have it in the case all the time, you can just opt to go with the gimbal lock. It's going to do a couple things. It's got space here to protect the screen, and then it's going to lock down the head. So the easiest way to install this is to turn it so you want to power it down, and then after the 8 seconds where it's locked in position for the regular DJI case, then you just turn the head and then you just pop this filter on. So now you've got no more wobbly head. So it's secure in there. And then you've also got protection on the screen as well. This thing is great. This has ultimately replaced the case for me in terms of the official DJI case, because all I need to know is that this is secure and I can just put this anywhere. And it's compatible with both of these. This is the tripod mount and this is the action mount. So this is designed for like your action cam mounts, GoPro accessory style stuff. This is more traditional 1/4 20 thread tripod mount. So a couple things to note about the tripod mount. It's got two anchor points. These are different. I'll just go ahead and break both of these out so you can see them side by side. If you're like me, you weren't necessarily sure which one to go with, what the differences are between the two. So what we're going to do is just slide these to the side. That way I can show you kind of a side-by-side comparison, because it's kind of important to know the differences between the two, especially if you're considering one or the other. First of all, just know that the gimbal lock is compatible with both of these accessories. Now the differences, major differences being the clasps and closures. This has a front locking mechanism that closes in like this. So you can pretty much just drop the Osmo Pocket in, clasp it, and you're locked down. From here, you have all your GoPro mounts. So it's got 3 points that you can attach it to. The bottom USB-C port is exposed, so you've got access to that, and there's no blockage from the bottom here. The difference with the tripod mount now is the way that it mounts, the way that you get it in and out of the case. So what I like about the action mount is the ease of getting it in and out. You just put that in there, close it up, and you're ready to go. A couple things that I think are issues. On the front-facing mic, this crossbar here actually partially covers the front-facing microphone. Now in my tests, I haven't found there to be any noticeable difference in audio quality, so I was concerned about that. But if anything, you could probably file it down, and that would take care of that. For me, multi-access points, 3 compared to 2, as well as the ease of getting this in and out, makes the action mount a win for me. Plus, I've got a ton of GoPro accessories, so this just fits into that ecosystem. Now, let's talk more about the tripod mount. The tripod mount only has 2 points that you can anchor it down. It's got one on the side, 1/4 20 there, and then 1/4 20 on the bottom. And then it's got a completely different closing mechanism. And you'll note that whereas this one I could pop it in and out, this one you actually have to slide it in. So you've got to take everything off. You have to sort of strip it down, and then from there you slide it in. The way it locks is it's got a sort of reach over and then snap lock. And then from there, you put the lightning or whatever accessories back on, and you're good to go. Tripod mount actually is designed to use with your phone. If you're using the action mount, then you're not going to have the same options. This side is completely, there's no access. Those are the biggest differences between the two. All right, so now that you kind of understand the differences, let's go back to the tripod mount. The other cons with this particular setup is, again, so you can't actually, you have to take it off. Now it is more minimalist. It's not going to provide as much protection. The major drawback here, once you mount this on anything, this accessory port for the USB-C pretty much is useless. You can't actually get a cable in there. It's just too close, it's too flush, and cables don't really work there. So keep that in mind. I think, action mount's clearly designed for, put it on a selfie stick, on your helmet, mount it. It's got more protection, and use it sort of without the phone. If you plan to use the phone with your Osmo Pocket, you definitely want to go with the tripod mount. It has less access points in terms of mounting points, but it will give you the ability to use your phone together with it. So just know those are the major differences between the two. Filters. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about filters. If you're in bright conditions, they basically act as sunglasses. So the ND is going to cut down the brightness, and then the polarizing filter is going to cut down on reflections. In these conditions, when I'm shooting, basically my shot was overexposed using the Osmo Pocket, and there were reflections in the plastic pieces that I wanted to get rid of. So I ended up throwing on the ND4, which is the lowest setting. They got an ND8 and an ND16 based on how bright it is. Then you'd want to use different filters. But the ND4 allowed me to cut down the brightness, get the exposure down to a level that I needed, and then the polarizing filter is adjustable, so that allowed me to cut down the glare on the plastic. You've got 3 filters here. They're marked on the side: ND4, ND8, and ND16. They definitely come in handy under certain lighting conditions and can totally help you out in controlling your overall exposure and cutting down reflection. It's nice because it fits in here, so in the back, you can just throw that in the back, keep it together with the case. Lots of cool accessories from PolarPro. Again, just keep in mind your needs, what you want to use, what you're shooting for, what you'll be doing with the Osmo Pocket, and I think you'll find that one of these solutions will be right up your alley, if not all of them. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more content in the future, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.